so y'all better cook. I got big dreams, you all talk when I walk, that's that big drip. Ay, when I slide down your block, now they pissed off. Like I really give a I got big sauce, so y'all better catch up.
What is the big old deal, man? What's up with big old deal? We are back, YouTube. You already know how we get down over here, man. Hold on, okay, yeah, so everything is smooth. Y'all can hear me. Yes, sir, man. Now, it's been going crazy in these, hold on. I can actually move this a little bit closer, right? There we go. Hold on. There we go. Got to get that lighting right, man. You feel me? But, yeah, man. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all see the title. Let me make sure I pull this up. You know, we got to make sure we good, man. Okay, so hold up. I'd better see, man, what's going on with y'all though. Damn. All right, there we go. Gotta be able to see the chiz at. But yes, sir, man, we finna go ahead and get into this content. You already know what we got going on over here, man. We got Meg the Stallion. Now, all you mother that been talking crazy, because you still got females out here really trying to defend this woman after she lied, and that there's evidence that's come forward that they're trying to present, and everybody's just like, well, because I guess one of the politicians or whatever came out and stated that, you know, they were going to release some evidence proving his innocence within 36 hours, and people all like in the comments like, well, why can't y'all just do it right now? Y'all trying to like, why y'all can't just reveal the evidence right now? Okay, well, if you know how court works, you know what I'm saying, and the justice system work and everything like that, like it's a whole process, bro. It ain't just because y'all can't be patient, just because y'all want things to happen when y'all want it to happen, and y'all feel like it's that easy. It's never that easy, because, you know, there's a whole like process, there's a whole like thing, you know, in place where they have to go by in order to do all these things. So we just gotta sit back and wait. And man, it's looking bad. It's looking bad for the Stallion. But let's go ahead and get into this content. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's go. Let me take that banner off. All right, let's get it, y'all. Make sure y'all go. Hey, if you ain't here, man, make sure you hit that like button, man. Y'all just be coming up in here, you know, you feel me? Let's go.
In the last year and a half since he's been convicted. And Megan is...
Oh, wait, hold on. All right, look.
This Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion drama is heating up, and as the day goes by, it keeps looking worse for Megan Thee Stallion. In the last week and a half, Tory Lanez has received more momentum in overturning his case than he probably has had in the last year and a half since he's been convicted. And Megan Thee Stallion is panicking after the week that Tory Lanez have had. I'm not here to tell you who's guilty and who's innocent or to retry this case. I'm just here to break down what has taken place over the last week and a half. Megan took to her TikTok today to beg Tory Lanez to leave her alone. On TikTok, she would write, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute him/y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all let him play in your face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay." This is Megan's direct response to Tory Lanez's team during a press conference where they would reveal that Megan's best friend Kelsey, who was in the vehicle with Tory Lanez, who was having an argument with Megan Thee Stallion in the vehicle that night after learning that Megan Thee Stallion was sleeping with Tory Lanez behind her back, even though her and Tory Lanez were in a relationship. The bodyguard of that best friend would testify that Kelsey admitted to her husband that she was the one who shot Megan and it wasn't Tory.
No DNA, no fingerprints, missing bullet fragments. Despite those concerns, rapper Tory Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, was convicted in connection to the 2020 shooting of fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion in the Hollywood Hills, which left her with injuries to her feet.
And the cool thing about it is, too, I'm going to stop it right there, but the cool thing about it is, it's crazy because, you know, the court was playing games with Tory, man. And the evidence, and they wanted to rush this. And it's crazy because all this happened around a time where Meg Thee Stallion career was like taking off. Like she was, you know what I'm saying? It was taking off, and you know, she was doing her big looks, you know, and I feel like things were manipulated to make sure that, you know, all that money that you know, her label was investing into her, you know, they didn't miss out on that money. Because if she would have went to jail, then that would have been money. All that money that they invested into this artist, they're not gonna make it back because they spent it on lawyer fees and this, that, and the third, you know. So I could see that happening with them covering up the information as far as like the DNA, because it came out that the DNA was not, his DNA wasn't found on the gun. And I seen somebody trying to say basically like, why would Tory have even though you know, they try to like make the argument, oh, he shouldn't have had a gun in the first place because he's a felon and prior to this, previously to this, or prior to this whole incident happening, Tory didn't have he wasn't a felon. He didn't have no felony. He didn't have no record. So that eliminates that whole argument where people are trying to still say like, well, he had a gun. He should never had a gun. Okay, if he had a gun, then don't you think his fingerprints would have been found on the gun, which they were not found on the gun? Actually, four other people DNA was found on the gun. So let's get that fact straight, because y'all love to be sitting there bashing this man. Y'all try to find, it's so crazy because niggas will try to find anything to fit their narrative. And a lot of you motherfuckers is delusional because it's facts that are coming out and y'all still trying to argue and say otherwise because of your feelings, man. It's facts over feelings. Let's go.
Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years, a full decade behind bars. To this day, Mr. Peterson, Tory Lanez, maintains his innocence, insisting he never fired the gun. Now, new evidence and claims are surfacing, including from a witness whose account contradicts key parts of Megan Thee Stallion's version of events that night and appears to support Tory Lanez.
And another thing, you know what's crazy? Why was Tory Lanez the only one tested? Like his fingernails and everything for gun residue, you know? Why was he the only one tested? The Kelsey girl wasn't tested, Meg, nobody else but Tory. So that's foul play. You know, that's very much so foul play.
Defense.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun.
The bodyguard's testimony as it stands to me is a non-factor, not because I don't think it's credible, but I don't think it sways the opinion of either side. If you don't believe that Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Tory Lanez, then this just reinforces it. If you believe Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Tory Lanez, this isn't going to sway your opinion, right? A bodyguard who used to drive for Kelsey saying he overheard Kelsey say this is not going to change your opinion of this. You already have your mind made up.
Well, I can agree with that because that's just he say, she say. And on top of that, like, we being fair, like, why didn't the bodyguard, this is where I feel like people speculation, like, okay, well, if that's true, then why didn't the bodyguard come through and say this a long time ago? And then also, this is just my narrative. It could be so like, okay, he stopped getting along with the Kelsey girl, so now he's trying to out and snitch on her because they probably had a fallout or something. Like, you just never know with these things. So like him just saying that, we can't necessarily just go off of that because that's just hearsay. But when that evidence, if and when that evidence come out proving that, you know, his DNA wasn't found on that gun, that's what we need. We need that concrete evidence. We need to see, you know, these tests and you know, we need that concrete evidence, man. We can't just go off of hearsay because we're a little bit past that now. And then, you know, we never know what the bodyguard's intentions was with all of a sudden now coming out with this. So let's go. And maybe it might be guilt because
However,
bro
I
got
do
stabbed.
believe
We don't know.
The bodyguard's statement and testimony combined with the other aggravating factors, now it means something. Now you guys may have enough to go back in front of a judge and present this for an appeal. Maybe have his sentence cut down, maybe have his sentence suspended to have him get out. The bodyguard statement was at least enough to have U.S. Congresswoman Anna Paulina think that Tory Lanez is innocent. It was able to sway her, and now she's an advocate for Tory Lanez. Now, this to me is the game changer, and this is why Megan Thee Stallion and Rock Nation is currently panicking. Because
now, just I know I keep on stopping and I'm gonna let it play, but I'm just trying to get these thoughts out because I don't want to forget. Now, another narrative I was thinking of, like, okay, because you know with politics, like I feel like when it comes to politics, I feel like and politicians, I feel like everything is like a game. It's like I feel like, you know, I'm gonna just play devil's advocate. What if she's just picking up this case because it's a good look for her career? You know, what if it's a good look, and if she can overturn this case, that's gonna be a big look for her career. You know, and man, so I feel like this could be bigger than her just because a lot of people just like, oh, you know, she just really believe in Tory's story and she just, you know, she's trying to get justice served, which that can be the case, but also we know how, you know, politics, you know, how that goes and how politicians, you know, they use things like this to kind of like, you know, gain power and like, and credibility and, you know, it's a lot of perks that comes with when you win cases and you can get cases overturned like this. It's a good look. It's a good look for your career, you know, so, but we don't know, man. We don't know the actual motives. Let's go.
Tory Lanez and his attorneys putting out press conferences, talking to the media, they've been doing this for years, bro. All right, Rock Nation and Megan Thee Stallion ain't worried about Tory Lanez and his team breathing hot air for hours and having press conferences declaring his innocence. But they are concerned that an actual politician, a U.S. Congresswoman, is now taking interest in this case and is now advocating for Tory Lanez to get released. So we're going to discuss that later.
Now that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation. Monday Service is a ticketing platform that helps us manage and automate our entire service.
So when we read the rest of Megan Thee Stallion's statement towards Tory Lanez, and you hear her panicking, and you hear like the franticness within her statement, understand this is because a U.S. Congresswoman is now taking up the fight for Tory Lanez. I do think Megan Thee Stallion did make a good point, and if you're not biased, you can probably give Megan Thee Stallion some credit for making a good point. 1 minute y'all said, yo, I stepped on glass. I wasn't shot. Next minute, y'all claiming a bodyguard overheard Kelsey saying she shot me. Now I was shot, but Tory didn't do it and Kelsey did it. So at some point, I do believe, though, that the people who say Megan Thee Stallion was not shot by Tory Lanez, the mind has to be made up. It has to be either she stepped on glass, she was never shot, she lied, or Kelsey shot her. I'm not discrediting either theory. I'm just saying it can't be both. You can't present with both and pick whatever theory works best that day. You kind of have to commit to either or. Either she was shot or she stepped on glass. And if she stepped on glass, then the theory of the bodyguard coming forward and claiming that he overheard Kelsey saying he shot her, that theory would mean nothing because she was never shot, right? So Megan Thee Stallion, like, continued. She says, 1 minute y'all said I was never shot now y'all letting him play in your face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Okay, I'm sick of this ish. Leave me the F alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that ish. I don't give
Wait a minute. But this coming from the same person. Like, if he didn't admit or whatever, I mean, he didn't admit. I know he didn't defend and say that he didn't shoot you. At the same time, though, we can say the same thing about you, because when they first asked you what happened, you was trying to protect him. And I feel like he said he did the same thing. He seen two black women, and he wanted to protect them. That was his way of protecting them. The same way Meg Thee Stallion said she was trying to protect Tory, but the heat got too hot. Cause this is the same woman that lied about having relations with him. She lied about that. And then on top of that, when the story first broke, she was trying to protect him, and she was advocating for him too, saying he didn't do it, and trying to protect him. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong though in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Because this happened a long time ago, so my memory, it might not be all that well. But from what I do remember though, she did get asked if she was messing around with him or if she had relations with him, and she lied about it, and we all know that she did. Two, she admitted to trying to protect Tory. So now that he trying to do so, that could be very well his reasoning for not defending himself, as far as him not shooting the gun or whatever case. So we don't know the real reason, but he did mention that he wanted to protect them. So that could be the we don't know. So like, I think it's a little hypocritical for her to be trying to go this hard when, we got to question her credibility, because she didn't lie so goddamn much. And she admitted to trying to do the same thing come on, bro. Let's go.
But F about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to lie on this MF about shooting me? See, she says that now, and she kind of says it in a condescending tone, as if like she's bigger than Tory Lanez and she's bigger than life. And no, but at the time, Megan Thee Stallion was significantly less popular than Tory Lanez, significantly less clouded up, less accomplished than Tory Lanez. So don't say, bro, like, why would I need to clout chase off Tory Lanez for it? Nah. At the time, it was plausible. She would continue and she would say, again, how y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. F the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new effing evidence. Y'all been saying the same ish for years. Tory, please.
We mad at the liar. We ain't mad at you, the fact that you got shot. We mad at all that damn lying you doing. Let's get that straight.
Please leave me alone. She capitalized, please leave me alone. You a effing demon. I'm off this silly internet-ish.
The ancient Egyptians understood that they could use sound to reduce their weight and the gravity.
Bye. If you're a non-biased, you could also point at Megan Thee Stallion, even if you are a supporter of Megan Thee Stallion, and say her asking Tory Lanez to leave her alone is now hypocritical. Because if you guys remember, in December of 2024, when nobody was talking about this Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation, everybody had moved on. Nobody was really, like, there was no major updates, no new updates, no blogs really posting about it. Megan and Tory was not in the news headlines, and Megan brought them back in the news headlines because Megan Thee Stallion decided to file a restraining order against a man in Tory Lanez who was in jail at the time. Now, get this, okay? Megan Thee Stallion filed this restraining order the very same week she had a single dropping. So a lot of people was accusing Megan Thee Stallion of using this Tory Lanez situation to promote her single, because Megan Thee Stallion also stated in the past before this that she was done speaking about it and done dealing with the situation. So filing a restraining order against a man who's in jail for 10 years was kind of crazy. It was kind of overkill as well. So you can't say leave me alone, but then on the other hand, you brought it back to the media. You brought it back to attention. Yeah. You had your lawyer send in like the blog pages, and the restraining order to multiple blogs to post about it. So again, bro, you can't have it both ways, bro. Either you want to use the situation to promote singles or you don't. So U.S. Congresswoman Anna Paulina would take to Twitter to write that we have compelling evidence proving Tory Lanez's innocence, and it will be released within the next 36 hours. Those who rush to call for his incarceration, or worse yet, push false evidence, should prepare to be held accountable. This is scary coming from a congresswoman, bro. Coming from a
get ready, cause all you mother that was out there, oh yeah, send him, put him in jail, put him behind bars. He's a monster. He's this and that and the third. I want to see. We're going to sit back. I'm going to grab my popcorn. Y'all grab y'all popcorn too, man. We're going to sit back and watch this unroll because I want to see how this is going to turn out. I want to see what's going to happen. You know, once this evidence is brought to the forefront, I want to see what all you naysayers is going to be saying and all you anti-Tory people, you know, is going to be saying. Like, you know, and I want to see most of all what's going to happen with Meg and her homegirl Kelsey because, yeah, it's looking bad. You got congressmen on your ass? Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go.
Politician is a different ball game, homie. When she not only says, hey, bro, we got compelling evidence that Tory Lanez is going to be free soon because this evidence should free him, but also the people responsible for pushing false evidence and putting Tory in jail should be ready to be held accountable. That's scary. I can see why Megan Thee Stallion is panicking, homie. Now, she would also call on Governor Newsom to review Tory Lanez's case and issue a pardon. And she tagged him directly on Twitter. She didn't stop there, bruh. She continued. Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal, a habeas petition, and a successive habeas, all now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. They have a seated panel. They have seated a panel. Oral arguments are coming. This case is far from over. Due process matters. Tory Lanez's conviction and sentencing raised major constitutional concerns. First Amendment, Sixth Amendment, 14th Amendment. These issues demand urgent review. Oh, she riding for Tory Lanez, bro. I don't know if she's doing this on her own goodwill. Now, I do know that Republicans, I guess, have had some type of motivation or a particular interest in Tory Lanez's particular case because it's a means to go at Gascon. But nonetheless, though, this is still very...
Y'all see what I mean, though? I said it earlier. I haven't watched this video, but y'all see what I said earlier. It's a whole, like, I feel like it could be a whole nother agenda behind this, even though it's a good deed and it'll be a good thing to get him out of jail, especially because he didn't do it. And they can prove that and everything like that in court and get this overturned. That's always good, you know. I feel like no man should be wrongfully have to do time for something that he didn't do, because it's a lot of people behind bars for things that crimes they did not commit. So I feel like it's good on that end, but I don't feel like that's the end all be all. Like it's I feel like it is some hidden agendas, like, you know, it's like Flacco just stated. So, man, it's bigger than just Tory.
Very good for Tory Lanez, and it's not good for Megan Thee Stallion, bro. If a politician, now mind you, she got allies too. So she's pulling resources with allies she knows. So once you about to start having 10, 15, 20 congresswomen and men standing together banning for Tory Lanez, come on, bro. Oh, come on, son. Yo, I don't know how Tory Lanez did this, bro. I don't know if the bag is talking. He threw a couple M's, bro, but this right here is brilliant by Tory Lanez. Megan Thee Stallion is panicking, I don't think, not only at the prospects of Tory Lanez being released, but I think Megan is panicking because Megan knows, man, once that congresswoman gets to digging, once the rocks get overturned, bro, they're going to see a lot of things that are going to get a lot of people in trouble. One thing in particular is this Tory Lanez being stabbed, is this mystery surrounding him being stabbed. I'm not saying Megan Thee Stallion is involved. I wasn't there. I don't even know why Tory Lanez was stabbed, allegedly. All right, or the real
I think
story.
that just on some like,
but
on some
Tory
shit.
Lanez and his team think
It's
so.
funny.
They alluded to it. They said, you know, the conspiracy that Megan and them may be involved isn't just a conspiracy. They did everything to put the blame on Megan, but just outright say she did it. They led everybody to the water, but they ain't give us the water. They let us drink it ourselves. Here, Tory Lanez and his team break down the mystery surrounding Tory Lanez being stabbed.
I think that was just some jail shit, though, bro. I don't think Meg had nothing to do with that, honestly. I think that was just some jail politics or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but I don't know.
$50,000. innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The timing of these events raised disturbing questions to me, and I think they all should to you as well. After over 2 years in prison without incident, Tory was stabbed 14 times just days after a major national news outlet reached out to Megan Pete's team, Kelsey Harris, and former DA George Gascon about a story on new evidence in this case. You don't have to believe in conspiracies to see the pattern. When evidence was about to come to light, Tory was nearly killed. So let's stop pretending this is complicated. Let's stop treating this like some cultural war flashpoint. This is about a man, a father, a son, Daystar Peterson, who has sat in a prison cell for over a year based on a case that wouldn't pass the smell test in any honest courtroom. The prison system can no longer guarantee his safety, and that alone should be grounds for immediate action. But combine that with the overwhelming evidence of a botched investigation, and this becomes not just a legal issue, but a morale emergency. Tory Lanez deserves a new trial. He deserves due process. He deserves a pardon. And
when they say Megan's team, they're talking about Rock Nation, more specifically Desiree Perez, because that's who worked with Megan Thee Stallion directly. Desiree Perez have some ties that really terrifies the industry, which is why she literally runs the industry. Desiree Perez has the power to call up companies and literally tell them, hey, bro, you paying this person $1 million for an endorsement deal, but give them $2 million. I don't want to hear no negotiation. Bye. And she's not even a part of the deal, bro. And these companies will do it. You know why they'll do it, bro? Because nobody wants to get on Desiree Perez's good side. Desiree Perez literally took down an entire cartel. Desiree Perez still have ties to cartels. Desiree Perez is bullying the industry. All right. So when we see situations like this, where they say, this is interesting. All right. We told Megan Thee Stallion team, Desiree Perez and them, that Tory Lanez got new evidence coming out. And within a day of us telling them, he was stabbed. Like, what's going on here, bro? And he was stabbed by a Mexican that he has no issue with, never had a run-in with. This is strange. And I do believe that when a congresswoman get involved and things start to get overturned, they're going to get to the bottom of this. They're going to find out if Megan's team was responsible for Tory Lanez being stabbed. This is crazy, yo. The turn of events is getting crazier, man. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Yo.
Yeah, so, yeah, man, like, what do y'all think about that? You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all thinking about that, because that is crazy work. That is crazy work. Do y'all think Tory gonna get pardoned? You think Meg is gonna end up having to, do time, or Kelsey having to do time? How do y'all feel about that, man? I want to know what y'all think. And I'm gonna get at y'all on the next one. I'm gone. Make sure you go ahead, like, comment, subscribe though before you get up out of here. Don't be a lame. Let's go.
Every day it's like I feel more pressure, give more effort. Bill steady rolling in the due day crept up. Feel like I'm next up, life gon' test ya. My range close, aim, know the boy a heavy stepper. Things change, rearrange, ain't no crime body. Heart is weaving through the smoke, got my vision cloudy. Heavy stress on my brain, ain't no way around it. Navy SEAL when I flow, no you can't drown me. No brakes, all gas, get my weight up. A nigga on the road fell asleep.